Hey everybody, it is Saturday. This is Molly. Thank you for checking out my channel if you're new here. And if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that because I'm going to keep posting videos about my Lyft, DoorDash, and Instacart experiences and tips and tricks and just like my journey. So today I did my first Instacart shift, which is what I am here to talk to you about. It was pretty interesting, and I actually really enjoyed it. So it was from 10 to 3. The thing about Instacart is that the shifts are really hard to get. Like, I didn't get any shifts for 3 weeks because I wasn't getting on. You have to get online to claim your shifts, like, within minutes. With DoorDash, they are always changing. There's always shifts opening up. Instacart is very limited, it seems. And, like, I only got 2 shifts this week. Next week, I was only able to get 1. So you need to be, like, on top of getting on and claiming them, or else you won't get them. So it's just like DoorDash. They're certain hours. A big difference between the two is that you can't pause your shift on Instacart, but you can take a 20-minute unpaid break. So I think that they guarantee you $10 an hour. If you take an unpaid break, they make you basically like inactive, so you're not going to get paid for that time. The app is really user-friendly, and there was a lot of, like, training tips as I went through on my first order. Like, they walked you through, like, when I had my first replacement, they walked me through how to do that. Like, it's very interactive and helpful in that way. DoorDash, on the other hand, is very basic, a very basic app, and you need to figure it out on your own, basically. Instacart is very I think interactive is the best way to describe it. So my first order, the first hiccup that I had was on my first order, and it's when I got to the register and I didn't have the PIN for my card. I've watched videos of people who said that this was a problem for them too, and I still didn't get the PIN for my card. Like, I still had a hiccup. So if you're watching this, you're gonna have this happen too. Now, if you leave the app open, when you scan the card, when you swipe the card, it's gonna come up in a little box on your phone because it's all like joined together. So they know that you scan the card, and it'll come up, use PIN, whatever your PIN is. I didn't see that. Like, I wasn't looking at my phone, I was flustered, I was trying to do other things, or maybe I didn't have it open to the right screen, I didn't see it. So I tried to do it without a PIN. I tried to run it as credit twice, and it wouldn't go through. So I asked it was at Publix, I asked the cashier, can you put this on hold so I can get my PIN? And he's like, yeah, just go to customer service and you can pay it there. So I called the Shopper Happiness line, and she gave me my PIN like within seconds. So that part, like, that was my hiccup, but it was also really easily resolved. The Shopper Happiness line answered super fast. I probably didn't even have to go to customer service to pay because it was that quick. I could have just paid right there. I have an order. I'll be right back. Okay, so my other hiccup was at Whole Foods. It wasn't at Whole Foods, but I go to Whole Foods, and it's my first time ever there. So it was kind of like a foreign land. I had no clue where to go, where to find things. I just felt really out of place, but I'm glad that I got to experience that because I've always wanted to go to Whole Foods, but I just won't pay that kind of money. So that was cool. So as I'm there, I needed multiple replacements. I had 3 replacements there, and for the first time, I wasn't able to find something that was comparable. So I tried to call the customer, and they didn't answer. I tried to call because it was a salad dressing, and I wanted to see if there was a different flavor preference because they ordered like chili lime vinaigrette, and there's like literally no other option. So I wanted to see what their preference was. They didn't answer. So I text them. They didn't answer. The note on their order said call sell. So I called them again. Didn't answer. So I submit the refund, because you can either replace or refund. So I tried to contact them 3 times, and I'm not going to stand around the store and let the food that I've got in the cart already get warm. So, so that was like weird, because I couldn't get in touch with them. I had a replacement earlier in the day, and I called the customer and they didn't answer the first time. So I called again and she answered, and we got it all figured out. And that was fine. Well, this time they weren't answering. So I get the food, I check out. It's a 20-minute ride to the customer's house, which is down at the beach, near the beach. So I ride down there. It's a condo. We only have the customer's first name and last initial. The call box at the condo is a last name call box. So, and there's no note or anything, and I haven't heard from the customer. So I call the customer. No answer. I text the customer. No reply. I call them again. No answer. So I'm like standing outside the condo with my wagon, which is another tip. If you haven't seen my video from yesterday, how to deliver more in less time, get yourself a foldable wagon, because it is awesome for grocery delivery. I used it for Walmart delivery today. I used it for Instacart today. It's like amazing. So get yourself one of those, preferably used, because they're really expensive. Anyway, so there's an option if your customer's missing, you can notify them in the app. So I did that, and then it gives you a countdown. You have to wait 10 minutes. So I just sit there on the bench, because I'm not going to go load the stuff back up in my car. I just sit there for 10 minutes, still don't hear anything. And it says, wait 10 minutes, then call the customer. So I call the customer. Didn't answer. So I call, it says then you call Shopper Happiness. So I call Shopper Happiness, and she's like, okay, hold while I try to contact them. She tried to contact them like 3 times. No luck. So she gets back on, and she's like, okay, well, what I'm going to do now is cancel the order, and you have 3 options. We prefer that you return the food to the store, which that was not happening for me, because it was a 20-minute ride, not towards my house, and my shift had ended. So I had places I needed to go and things I needed to do. So I wasn't going to go return it, but that's what they prefer. And then you can send them a return receipt by email, and they will give you a $10, she called it a $10 bump. So I guess that's like adding $10 to your order, or to what you're paid. So you can do that. Option number 2 is donating to a food shelter or homeless shelter, or wherever you feel like you want to donate to. I didn't have the time for that, and a lot of it was Whole Foods, so a lot of it is like fresh or measured food, so it wasn't stuff I could donate anyway, like produce and stuff. So the third option, she says, is that they give us the opportunity to dispose of it as we see fit. So I'm like, I'm gonna dispose of it straight into my stomach. I've heard that if you don't get or if they're not there, if the person's not there when you go to drop off, that you get to keep the food. And I guess that's what they mean. You can dispose of it as you wish. So I kept it. I got $119 worth of Whole Foods. Plus they pay you for the order. Now, you have to go through all the steps, as like I legitimately couldn't get a hold of these people, but let me tell you, like, I don't know if they still have to pay for their groceries they didn't get or not, but it feels like you hit the jackpot when you get to go home with $119 worth of groceries, or however many dollars worth of groceries, plus you get paid for it. Like, that was pretty crazy. So on my first day that happened to me. Like, I never in a million years thought that would happen to me, but it did. And now I have to go deliver something. So I will be right back, and I'm going to finish up telling you about my day. Hey guys, okay, so I am back. My face is red. It's super freaking hot outside today. On one of my videos about DoorDash, someone said, and if you're watching, thank you for your opinion, I do appreciate it, but someone said it tank top is not appropriate for delivering food, and I like will not wear. It's so hot, like I can't handle it. Super humid, so I'm wearing a tank top. We have waitresses that wear tank tops, so I think delivering food, you can wear a tank top. I'm not handling it, but anyway, it's a tangent. So I didn't come back last night because DoorDash was freaking hopping, so I was super busy, and then by the time I got done it was like 10 o'clock, and I really didn't feel like doing anything else, so here I am today. It is day 2 of Instacart. I've been on since 10 o'clock this morning. I've only had 3 deliveries, but it's a Monday, so I didn't really expect it to be as busy as the weekend. It is 1:40 right now, so I'm done in about an hour and 20 minutes. My shift ends at 3. I already gave you guys the rundown of yesterday for the most part. I just have a few extra things that I wrote here that I forgot to mention yesterday. So the first one is your ID. Instacart delivers alcohol, DoorDash does not. So when you check out in the app, it's going to, if they order alcohol, which most of my orders, I think there's only been one without alcohol on it, and it went to a business. So most orders, at least in my area, have alcohol. When you check out, the app is going to give you the customer's birthday and tell you to show the cashier. The cashier cannot use that because it's not legal. They have to check an actual ID, so they will ask you for your ID. And then when you get to the customer's house, in order to give them the alcohol in the app, you have to verify their age by asking for their ID. I haven't had any luck scanning those, so I just manually enter the birthday and expiration date, and then they sign it. So that's for your alcohol orders. The other thing is hotspots. With DoorDash, I noticed that the hotspots haven't really made that much of a difference for me. Instacart, I have noticed a difference. As soon as I drive into a hotspot area, I get a batch. So I would follow the red hotspots on the app. I'm not a fan of driving around looking for work, so I usually stay in my own area for like 10 to 15 minutes, and if that doesn't work, then I head towards a hotspot. And they're red on the map, so it's pretty easy to see. And then there's a couple cool features in the app. One is that Instacart actually gives you the list of items in order, in the fastest order for shopping. So it's going to have an aisle number or section number if there's no aisle, like if it's on the perimeter of the store. And if you follow that, it should be the fastest. I have noticed a couple of times that they weren't in exact order. Like this last one that I did, they told me to get lunch meat first, which was in the back, and then dairy second, which I had to pass to get to the lunch meat. So I started scrolling through everything so I can get a mental picture of what I need. But for the most part, if you follow that, it will work for you. Someone commented about thinking that knowing the layout of the store would be helpful. All the different stores have different layouts, so I don't really think that is beneficial, especially since they give you the aisle number for the specific public. So that's an important thing and really cool, and I will show you what it looks like in the app here. The other thing is the stats. There's these really cool stats. If you go to How Am I Doing, it gives you your speed stats, and it tells you the speed that you pick each item, the speed that you check out, and your total speed. And there's a ranking system. Now, I don't know if there's bonuses or how that all works. I need to look into it. And there's 103 shoppers in my area, and I'm like ranked 92 right now because I'm still getting the hang of it. But you'll see in this screenshot that I'm about to show you how much my speed has improved just from day 1 to day 2. And that is it, at least for my notes. If I think of anything else, I will let you know. The rumors are true. Tips with Instacart are great. My tips like matched my pay yesterday, which was pretty cool. The money isn't as good as I thought it would be, to be honest. My estimated pay for these 2 days was $150 to $175, and I think I've made $100. So it's not as good. I feel like I make more on DoorDash because I can keep going and hustling. It's more consistent, there's more orders, but I do really think that Instacart is fun. Like, it's a scavenger hunt, and I don't normally like grocery shopping, but I actually really do like this, and it's a challenge to see how fast you can go and scanning the items and all that stuff. So overall, I like it, but I think so far out of DoorDash, Instacart, and Lyft, DoorDash is probably my favorite because I do make more money per hour doing that, and it just seems more lucrative than the other two. So that's the rundown on Instacart. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.